Hi, everyone. This is the last iteration release meeting for Q3 for our digital experience Moments That Matter research work. So this is the final wrap-up video that we wanted to share our results, our findings, and what our next steps are going to be. So as a reminder, in Q3, the digital experience design team executed a research project aiming to help inform our marketing site strategy. For this work, we divided our group into enterprise and commercial, commercial including SMB and mid-market. This was to help us enable a deeper dive research into our buyer's customer journey. So we were able to gather insights and understand how they purchase our product, what sites, which web pages they use, what resources they use, etc. So to do this, the first thing that we did was really deep dive into our customers' needs. So we weren't able to talk to customers directly, but we did reach out to our sales teams, talk to a lot of cross-functional partners that actually work with the customers directly, reviewed sales calls, and then also used the brand team's research report as a guide for informing a lot of this work. After we compiled that work, we tried to understand what do our customers actually need when they're purchasing GitLab, the product, and then we prioritize those needs and prioritize them and ideated based on those problem areas. So based on our research, there were two key findings that we found. The first was that prospects want to see GitLab's platform in the context within their needs. So what that looks like for the enterprise teams or enterprise customers is that the concept of GitLab as a platform, while we understand the need and why it's important for most companies to have GitLab as a full suite of software, is to be able to help enable customers to deliver software faster. We often found that enterprises found that a big barrier to entry because that required a lot of rip and replacing of their legacy tools, which was a considerable amount of effort. For commercial teams, they prefer to have point solutions where they were able to just pick one or two things that GitLab was able to solve their need for. So again, they found the platform to be an overwhelming message for them in that time and space. The second one was that one size fits all is not an effective journey for our customers. So we found that the enterprise customers really want a personalized approach and they need a sales-led approach. So our marketing materials need to really get them to that point of talking to a sales member as quickly as possible. Comparatively to our commercial team, they really want it to be hands-off and they're much more focused on self-serve education, free trials, getting to see the product as quickly as they can on their own. And now I'll pass it over to Trevor to talk through more of the commercial team findings.
All right, so customer segment one, this is for commercial. So this is both SMB and mid-market. So what we learned about the commercial buyer, deep diving in their behavior and preferences as they go through the buying journey is, these are individuals with strong technical backgrounds, and they're usually in a leadership role. Their decisions to make purchases don't normally have many levels of approval, but their budgets are extremely limited. In terms of finding out which platform or solution to go with, they rely heavily on their network or colleagues. So they seek out unbiased reviews from colleagues and industry professionals to really guide them in the direction for that decision. And through this process, it's very much a self-guided purchase journey, rarely engaging with sales as they make the decision. So the key pain points for commercial is the first one, point solution. So they're looking for a point solution to solve a problem blocking their immediate path, not necessarily a platform to solve for multiple problems. The next one is growing pains. So build on to the previous point, they're not necessarily thinking, where's our growth going to be in 6 months or 12 months, and our problems that are going to come up through how much we're growing during that time. So they don't have the planning and foresight for solutions which will ultimately soften growth challenges, which is a problem or a pain point that they're not even necessarily considering at this time. The next thing is pricing. So like I said earlier, they're operating on limited budgets and their purchase decisions are highly scrutinized. So if they can get by with a cheaper option, they will. So going back to point solutions, if they can find a point solution to um, solve that immediate challenge that is on the cheaper side, that's what they'll choose.
Okay,
All right,
so
I'll pass it over to Carrie.
yeah, I'm going to be talking about our enterprise segment findings. Yeah, so what we found was that in our research was that enterprises can be very nuanced. A manager role at one company can differ from a manager role at another company. But what we found was that there were two buyer personas that were surfacing for us. One being the decision maker persona and the other being decision influencer persona. Starting with decision makers, while they are empowered to make the decisions in their organization, they can oftentimes lack a vision or struggle to dictate from the top down. And so they'll lean heavily on the expertise of other teams. And oftentimes these teams are large and siloed. So the effort to get alignment can be time consuming and complex. Decision makers, they ultimately care about the developer productivity and efficiency. So when we speak to them, things like high-level proof points and metrics that touch on their business needs are the things that resonate with them. Also, they want to see customer stories of businesses like their own. They want to see something that they can aspire to. And then moving on to decision influencers, these are practitioners and managers. They're interested in solving specific problems and specific use cases. They have strong technical backgrounds and prefer to self-educate and dig into the details. So whether that be docs, blogs, webinars, while they're not the final decision makers, they are doing a lot of their own research on GitLab to help influence a decision or close a sale. And yeah, so key pain points for enterprise. The first one being inertia. We found that enterprises are very attached to their tool chain and this could be for a lot of reasons. They don't want to invest in the time and effort. They already have the best of breed solutions that they don't want to compromise on. They might have an emotional attachment. They brought in these tools and they feel very accountable for them. So while GitLab as a platform can be seen as a key differentiator, it can also be seen as risky for an enterprise. And then education. In our research, we found that our sales team has the big challenge of educating customers. This entails a lot of personalization, so demos that address specific problems, proof of concepts for each use case. This almost always is like a very long process that requires a lot of time and hands-on engagement from our sales team. And then moving on to pricing, there's a big sticker shock that can come with seeing the price of Ultimate. When they see our price, that's basically all that they see. People don't understand the value of a platform, so it's hard to justify our price tag. Enterprises buy more premium than Ultimate because they just see it as a cheaper solution and it solves their immediate need. And I'm going to hand it off to Tina to talk about our solutions.
Thanks. So we've broken down our solutions into several incremental changes, one big bet, and 3 big swings. So first, I'll dive into our incremental improvements, starting with the enterprise segment. So enterprise page, we're iterating on the enterprise page to ensure that our messaging aligns with the insights that we've gotten about our enterprise customers, specifically at a decision maker level. We're also evaluating ways to boost page views from high intent audiences visiting that page. Same for the ROI page. So this would be a net new page. We're developing an enterprise focused page that demonstrates bottom line impact impact on enterprise customers through aspirational proof points and success metrics from respected companies and industry analysts. Rip and replace banner. So we identified an opportunity to ease concerns over replacing legacy tools by displaying a content block at key moments in their buying journey that speaks to seamless integration with existing tool chains, possibly paving the way for wider platform adoption. Cataloging education. So GitLab, as we know, is a treasure trove of educational material. And most of it can be challenging to find by the average visitors. So we've started to identify enterprise assets that support decision making, and we aim to make them readily available at crucial touch points in their journey. Next, enterprise, or no, that was enterprise, commercial improvements. So we've identified an opportunity to improve the small business and startups page. So our goal here is to emphasize our key differentiating capabilities for those audiences and show the value of premium subscriptions against free. And then the last incremental change here is compare point solutions. So we want to educate customers on the value a platform can provide over specific point solutions. For example, GitLab versus Sneak, GitLab versus Jira. So much like the integration rip and replace banner, these will be placed throughout the digital experience at key moments and contextual to the content surrounding them. And that's it for incremental improvements. Next, big bets and big swings. So after assessing our big bet and big swing solutions, we recognize there are potential benefits for both commercial and enterprise segments. So we've decided to combine them. So our first item here is our big bet. So that's a customer journey map. So our goal with these customer journey maps is to create maps informed by both quantitative and qualitative data in collaboration with our cross-functional partners. These maps should outline the most common pathways for each segment. As of today, we're working on identifying current state flows, and we're creating stage-based journeys and are in the process of evaluating other types of maps. And that leads us to our first big swing. So we want to identify opportunities in this mapping work. So once our journey maps are complete, validated and approved by cross-functional partners, we'll work on identifying opportunities for improvements to action in the first quarter of FY24. Interactive demos. So we're working on a cross-functional collaborative effort to create persona-based demos that show how we solve specific problems. This will enable customers to self-educate and gain a better understanding of the value of GitLab and its price tag. Push traffic to personalized pages. So we want to drive more segmented traffic to pages that have high value, targeting high value targeted and personalized message for specific segments. Yeah, and that's a wrap. You'll be hearing from us with updates and requests for feedback on our work. I'm the one recording.